And welcome back to Tony's Board Life, and I, of course, am Tony, and today we are going to start our next playthrough. We're playing Stout Hearts, The Battle in the Hedgerows, designed by Jay Ward and printed by Tiny Battles Publishing. This is a solitaire game, and by the way, this is game number 3 on my 2023 games to play. Again, by Tiny Battle Publishing. It was produced in 2022, so this is a relatively recent game. And I thought we'd go through this. The game looks, I've played a couple of turns, looks really fun, challenging, but, you know, what solo game shouldn't be challenging? Solo games should definitely be challenging, and so far I've really enjoyed it. What we're going to do in this video here is we're going to do the setup, and then we're going to do turn 1 and see how it goes. And as long as things are going correctly, then the next couple of videos I'll do multiple turns. But in this case, we're going to go to setup. Now, I will tell you that this turn 1, we're going to take some time because we're going to go through the detailed sequence of play as we go through it and outline. But what we're going to do first is we are going to set up the game. And this will take a little while, not a long time, and it'll go quicker if you're not explaining it like I will. So don't think the time that I'm taking here is the time that's actually going to take to actually do it. Again, I'm going to be explaining things, going through the rules very thoroughly, at least this video for the setup and game turn. Now, one of the things that's interesting is that this is a platoon game. It's actually 1 battalion, 3 companies, and then 3 platoons for each companies, and then we have some assets as well, and we'll get to those as we go through. What we're going to do, so part of the setup is actually establishing the strength of the units. So we have company A, B, C, and D. Let's get these in alphabetical order here. And somebody said something, and I kind of do agree, but we'll have to know exactly where they started was, because you do lose strength point and you can rally back, but you can't go higher than what you started out. So I had extra chits, so I made A, B, C, and D chits, so I'll remember where they're at and where they started at. Okay, so there's a chart right here. We have depleted, average, reinforced, strong, and full strength, which is a 10. So you roll the D6. Now, of course, I'm going to use my gravity dice because this is a solitaire game. So for A, 2 is average. So A company will start at 7, and I'll put the little A company here to remind me that's where it started out. B company. B company is 4, so it starts out on a strength of 8. So B company stronger. I'll tell you what, in my practice game, or kind of my learning game that I had them, all 4 of them had a different one. Okay, C. C rolled a 1. So they're depleted, actually. They only get 6 points. And then for company D, right here, we get a 5. And this is actually going to change out how I have these set up. And I'll get to that in a minute. Actually, I think that's not next. Yep. So we've got this, and we're taking care of this now. So we've got our strength. Now we need to place the company in the starting positions. Place 1 company, 3 platoons, and 1 CO HQ in each of the 3 FUP, which is forming up place, locations, and place to the remaining company in the reserve position. Now, C company, since it's the lowest, C company is going to go into the reserve. I'm going to put the highest in the center because it has a capability. So D company is going to go in the center. This goes away from everything that I wanted to do. I wanted to do A, B, C, D in reserve, but the strength, now this change, and of course this changes every time you play, so things are going to be different. Now, if you notice, we have left and then center and then right, and if you notice on the map, left, center, and right, and that's how you set them up. once you do that. Okay, we did that. Allocate assets. All assets. Start the game in assets available box. Allocate assets to each company allocated assets box. Yeah, allocated assets box, which is this one right here. Try saying that 5 times fast. Including what will be deployed as offboard assets, mortars, and MMGs. Note that a COHQ can maximum of 3 onboard assets and 2 offboard assets. And that'll make more sense, the onboard, offboard stuff. That'll make more sense when we get to it. Now, what do we have for assets? We have MMG, ATGs. So we have 3 MMGs, 3 ATGs. We have 3 mortars, a forward observer, and we have some Wessex platoon carriers, which add to different things, and we have 5 Churchill platoons. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm only going to do it, set it up for the 3 in right now. So what we're going to do, I wanted to at least have this set up. First platoon, second platoon, third platoon, and then we're going to leave the 2 Churchills alone. We're going to take and put this forward observer, or this mortar staying, the mortar, and then the FOO, and then this guy here. And then we're going to put an ATG here, an ATG here, and an ATG here. And then we'll put another MMG, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, an MMG here. And we'll do a Wessex here, a Wessex here. And yeah, we're going to let that go for right now. I think that'll be fine. Actually, we take this off. Yep, so we'll leave those there. Those will most likely end up with Company D or as we need, because some of them, once you use them or you lose them possibility, they'll go into the SX expended. Then you have to roll to see whether they're destroyed or whether they go back to available at that point in time. Okay, so we allocated the assets. We put the battalion. So this is the 5th Wessex. And to Lieutenant Colonel, we'll put him in the battalion HQ. Determine fire plan. So plan your artillery barrages for the game. You have 3 barrages. You put them between 1 and 15, and they have to be 2 apart, and you can't do it on game turn 1, or there's really no reason to do it on game turn 1. And what I'm going to do is I've got some more of those white counters here, and I'm just going to put those on. And what I think I'll do turn 4, and then I'd have to, the earliest, I'll just do turn 8, and then turn 12. 4, 8, and 12. And I think that'll be good. So these white markers are when I can do a barrage. So we won't have our first barrage till turn 4. Okay. Marry up tank platoons with the infantry companies. For each tank platoon allocated to an infantry platoon, you have to roll 1d6. On a 5 or 6, remove the tank and return it to asset available. It failed to rise, it ran out of gas, things like that. So just because we put them on here does not mean they're available. So we'll start with this one. On a 5 or 6, he's got a 5, so this Churchill is going to go back. We have a Wessex, I think just the Wessex. Oh no, and the Churchill. So the Wessex first. That one stays, and then the Churchill. The Churchill goes back. Churchills are really good, and I'm kind of bummed that I lost Styles. Okay. And then I have one more here. This Churchill. Now I can always allocate them later on, which is okay. But you still do 4. That one's okay. But you still do the same thing. You still have to roll the die with it. But still the same. You still have to marry them up, see if they make it there. That type of thing. Okay, now I need to roll for weather, and this is like for the whole game. Okay, because if you get it, there's and I can show you right here. 1 to 4 is clear. Miss turns 2 to 3. Turn if you go 5, you go to turn 2, so you have missed the first 2 turns, and that affects line of sight. So let's see. Do we have any miss this time? 1. No, we don't. It's going to be clear the whole game, so that's pretty good. And so there's other things for each of the 3 forward companies in the FUP. Roll 1d6. A roll or 5 or 6 event occurs. So for each of the companies, for each of the companies. So let's A company. So here, A company. The 5 or 6, and then I have to roll on this one right here. So hopefully I don't roll. I rolled a 4, so 2 platoons become static, and static is not good. I'm gonna have to. That means I have to like. So you have static here. These are full strength, and then you have static. So I'll have to put these out, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to kind of get these back to normal. Okay, platoon. It's a 6. Oh, a 6. The whole. Is that the whole platoon? This is not starting off with. Oh, the HQ becomes static, which is not good. So we're going to learn how to do some of this stuff right off the bat. And then, so that's D, and then B. 3, nothing happens on that one. So our right flank's going to be good. Okay. That sucked. Setup marker on tracks. We have game turn, and victory points is 0. Now, I really, so the victory points to win, I need to achieve 70, at least 50 points to not be horrible. Let's put it that way. And 70 points is a well done. 70 plus points. Now, how do you get points? Well, a couple things. If you notice on here, these right here all have 3s on them. You get 3 points each for controlling them. And then 5, 5, and 5 as well. And then you get points for eliminating units and then getting your units off the board here. There are ways to lose units if we come across, or lose points. And so if we have to, we will do that. Okay. We also have flank markers, which is this guy right here and this guy right here. So we're 1 battalion moving forward. There's 1 to our left and 1 to our right. If they get ahead of us, we could lose victory points. So we want to make sure that our lines match up or are ahead of the flanks. And we got the flank markers. And game turn 1s, when you have completed the German deployment phase, start turn 1 with a British barrage phase. COHQs move onto the map in the platoon action phase. This means that other COHQ function can't be performed while the COHQ is off map. Therefore, for example, call for fire is not available during turn 1. On game turn 1, if combat units and or assets are static as a result of the events, which they are, then the COHQ can attempt to rally them before deploying them to the map. COHQ does not have to remain in the FUP until they have rallied all their static units. On subsequent turn, providing the COHQ has an LOC to the FUP, it can attempt to rally static anyways. Okay, now we got to set up the German units. Okay, and then we'll be all set up. Now, what I have here, I have 3 cups. I have A, B, and C cups, and what's going to happen is A is going to be these blue, B is going to be the main line, and by the way, this is outpost main line, and then I can't remember what the rear line is. I've got it here. Reserve. So this is reserve. And so we're going to take these out, randomly put them out, not knowing what they are. And I'm going to pull a unit out here just to kind of show you. So on the front side, that's an A that tells me, but when I flip it over, there's the unit, and this is a B. So when this unit, like let's say here, and he gets pulled off, he goes into the B cup. And then he can be pulled out for counterattacks in the B cup. So, which is kind of interesting. It's an interesting system. and I really do like it. And you'll kind of see how that works out as we go through. It very much reminds me of the Agricola series where you're switching cups, Charlemagne, that type of things, where you're picking one unit to another unit cup. Similar, but not really with that. Okay, that's using from cup to cup. This you're removing from the board to putting him in the cup. So, okay, so let's go ahead and get set up. So I'm doing this so I can't see it, and luckily you can feel the difference between the sides here. Okay, another A. Another A. If I happen to see it, it's going to get tossed back in. Oh, like that one. I accidentally saw that one. Let's shake it back up here. You usually can tell the difference. Every once in a while, I get mixed up about which one is which. So, okay. And that's an A. Okay, all the A's are done. So we may need to use this cup for counterattacks. And we'll get up to how the Germans do their damage to us with that. Okay, so B's, they go in all the main line. I saw that one. Okay. So we're going through. There's a lot more B's than the rest of them. And this is kind of reason why you actually like put A's into the B's, because when you see the counterattacks, it'll make more sense for sure. And then C's, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5. And then we'll have the German set up. So C, there we go. Another C. Another C. C there. And saw that one. There we go. And the C here. Okay, so we are basically all set up right now. And so we'll go to the British. We'll start with the British barrage phase. And what we're going to do is, yeah, so that can't be done. Okay. What we're going to try to do now, so what's going to happen is we're going to activate a company here. Now, 2 of these guys are not static. So this guy can actually come out. Oh, yep. And then also we're going to, so do we allocate? Okay. Yeah. So when we set up here, they can come on to the assets can come with it. And let me check. Okay. I believe that I should have paired these up with each of the platoons as it comes. So this one, so we'll do that real quick here. So this one right here is going to go, we're going to put him right here. Now I have to roll to rally these. And to do that, it's a 3 or greater. A 3 or greater. That one, so the MMG, and then this one right here, that's a 1 as well. Wow, that's not good. And they can't rally that. So that sucks. Okay, now let's see here. I have to look this up real quick. Roll a 1d6. The CHQ is active on a 3 or more. Deduct 1 from the roll if 2 or more. Okay, so I have to roll 3 or more to see if he can be activated. I got a 2, so he can't be activated. These guys, let me get these guys paired up here. Okay. Well, he's not going to be able to do anything on that. Yep, so he can't do that. And so the other guy's fine. B company here is fine. So we're going to take this, and each one of these is going to get one of these. Oh, the mortar's going to stay off. Oh. Okay. And then he's going to go here, and then so he can deploy here. Deploy here, and then we'll send this guy right there. Okay. So yeah, until this guy comes active, he can't come onto the board. That's my understanding, at least. Yep, that's it. If this now the platoon actions. Now, one of the things is if I move in and I'm more than 3 hexes, I can only move 1 because it's like a line of it's like a Zoc. So what do I? We're going to start with A company here. That is that's A company, right? Yep, A company. He's going to move right here. What's going to happen now? This guy right here is going to flip. So I see him. So that's a 2. That's not too bad. The ATG is not going to help me on that one. Can't do anything here. This guy's going to move here. He'll flip this one and this one. Oh, that's a good one. That doesn't matter there. This guy's going to move right here. And then this guy's going to move right here. And then he's going to flip over. That's a 3. Okay, now these guys have to assault these areas right here. I did not do suppressing fire. Assaulting is really easy. You're going to look for you're basically going to roll a die, add the numbers here, plus if there's any help or anything like that, whether it be terrain or the assets on this one. But this guy, hold on. Let's see here. Oh, yep, he's not on the map. Okay. Yep, so he can't call for support fire. Yep. Yeah, no, can't call for any of that. Okay. During the other turns, we can actually call for fire and things like that. Okay. Let me check here because this guy's active on the map. Oh, these were supposed to move on the map during platoon action phase. Okay. So yeah, they can't do anything else on that one. Okay, let's go ahead and we are going to do this. I can tell you that these Bocage do not have any. So if you look here, Bocage right here, nothing. It's a level 1, not a big deal on that one. And I will tell you that the player aid that comes with it is very good. It's got everything that you need. So we have the assault routines and everything that you need. So in this case, let's go through this one slowly. Go through these slowly and we can go there. Add the combat values of the assaulting ground units. 3. Add the combat values of assets directly supporting. I know the ATG only supports counterattacks. And we'll get into counterattacks here in a minute. Yeah, defensive fire only. So the ATG will not help, and it's only against tanks. Value number assistance support fire. There isn't none. Deduct 2 from the British. Attack strength for the enemy position that is adjacent to an assaulting units. There. Deduct 2 from the British attack strength total for each enemy position that is adjacent. Now that's adjacent, so that's a 1. Is not subject to concurrent. Roll the 1d6. Okay. So this will be 1 plus 6 is a 7. Now, defensive strength, that's a 6. And there's nothing else. So we roll the die. That's a 3. So this will be a 7 to 5. That is plus 2. Okay, yeah, it's not plus. It's plus 1, plus 2 is a success. Roll 1d6 if it's a 4 or greater. So 1d6, 4 or greater. It's a 2, so I don't lose any strength point. The assaulting units and assets become static. So these guys become static. So we flip them over. German unit is eliminated. Now, it doesn't count for victory points because it's got this B, and that's going to go into the B cup right there. And then advance after combat. He moves in there on that one. We'll get to the counterattack phase here in a minute, exactly what's going to happen with this. But this guy does open, and he has 1. So, yay. That sucks. Okay, now, let's see here. I think we can do them in any order. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to combine these two into this one right here. So the ATG, again, doesn't do anything. So we have 6, but he's being assaulting, so it's, what is that? Deduct 2 from each British attack for each enemy position that is adjacent to Hex and is not suppressed and not subject to concurrent assault. So this one's a current assault. So we're looking at 6 to 3, and that's it. So I have 11. He has 4. By the way, the clear ones here, the circle ones here, that's for the Germans. So in this case, it was plus 5. So it is a success, no losses. Germans are eliminated, but it just goes into B. And then we have, I'm going to pull him in just in case. And then this guy, okay. Okay. Now this guy, the MMG, I don't think the MMG affects this. I'm going to have to take a look here. The MMG offboard support, onboard defensive fire only. Yep. Okay. So that could be important here. He does have adjacent, so that's so I have a 1. He has a 3, and that's woods. So that's a 3. That's a 4. He has a 4. I have a 1. So I end up with the 6 plus 1, 7. He ends up with 5. So that's 2. That's just like this. I need to roll 6, 5 or 6. So that is B company. B company does lose a strength point right here. These guys do get that one. This guy goes into the B. He goes here. Okay. So now we are all done with the combat actions, and now we do the German counterattack phase. And there is a chart for this. Okay. So what we do is we roll a die, and we're on the outpost here. 1 to 2, nothing. 3 to 4 is a mortar, and 5 to 6 is a counterattack, and then you roll to see what that goes there. Now let's go ahead, and we do it for any unit that moved in. So he moved in here. He had moved in here. I have to do a counterattack. Rolled a 1. A 1 is nothing, so there's no counterattack. That's good. This guy right here rolled a 4. A 4 is a mortar. And I have to look that up. Mortar. Roll 1d6 on a 5 or 6. The company and British assets occupying the position will become static. If already static, the British unit and any assets HQs are treated otherwise no effect. Ooh, I have to roll. No 5 or 6. No 5 or 6. Ah, it's a 6. So, oh no, that's this one right here. He will become static. Is it all? British unit and a company asset or HQ hitting. Yep. Okay. So they all become static. Okay, and now we have this one right here, which is already all static, so hopefully nothing happens with them. A 3, and a 3 is mortar again. So again, a 3 here is mortar, and that's a 5 or 6. It's a 6. He's a static. He has to retreat. Man. If it's already static, the British unit and any assets or HQ retreated. Otherwise is retreated. Otherwise, no effect. Ugh. So that sucks. So I only got rid of. I opened up 2. I did take possession of this one, but unfortunately, I have an entire unit here that is not even. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Okay, let's continue on with the sequence of play after we did. The German counterattack line of communications, they're fine. He's fine. So we're good there. And then flank check. So I have to roll flank progress. So I'm going to roll on this table right here. 1 to 2, no movement. 3 to 5, 1 hex. And 6 is 2 hexes. Let's go ahead and roll. 2. 1 to 2, no movement. That was for this guy. And then now for this, the right flank. 4. So he is on the board, but we're all the way up to here. So we're ahead. So we're good to go there. That's not a problem. Okay. And then finally, operations interface, which basically, if I remember right, it's like clear all markers. Yep. Remove smoke markers, remove artillery and support markers. Nope. Ensure VP track is fully updated, including flank checks and access points. Yes. Okay. If they fail to keep pace with it at the end of each turn. Okay, yep, we're good to go. So no victory points, unfortunately, but we move on to game turn 2. And there we have it. We're done with the first game turn. I believe I did everything correct on that. I did move the platoons out just a bit earlier than they were supposed to, because they're not supposed to go on until the platoon movement, but neither here nor there, not a big deal on that one. And then we'll go from there. With that, I'll talk to everybody later. If you do see any errors, please let me know. I'm going to let this up, and then we're going to go from there. With that, I will talk to you later. And again, this is Stout Hearts from Tiny Battles Publishing, designed by Jane Ward, or Jay Ward, sorry. Designed by Jay Ward. And you can get it now. It's out now. So go out and get it if it looks interesting. Okay, see you on the next turn.